Try. Oh.
Look at this baby. You see the baby. It was right here.
I think it's some gooders.
Cali is different.
I'm gonna start saying. I'm about to start putting the ER in the end of my shit, bro.
Why not, nigga?
Except for nigga.
Oh yeah.
Do that. Welcome to another episode of Get Lifted. 30 is a new 20. It's your boy SmileyJizzle and my man's
CrisxmasOD
and our co-host.
Yeah, I have fun.
And we here. We in the building. Made it to another day, man. Somebody said every day above ground is a good day.
That's a true statement.
I watched a movie that just came out. So first let me start off with, because I'm going to be transparent with people. So we had our funeral for my grandmother, 91 years of life. I want to celebrate that all night. Yeah. So I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I watched her suffer, and she not in no more pain. So I'm happy to say that. You know what I mean? So shout out to grandma. Some call her Nana, some call her Aunt Dot. So shout out to her. The thing that I wanted to say was I watched the new Venom movie.
Oh, you watched it already?
I seen the Venom movie. I would tell people that haven't seen the Venom series to go check it out. It is dope.
Was it better than the second one?
I mean, see, I'm very critical when it comes to sequels.
Me too.
Sequels are, in my opinion, never better than the original. The original has a storyline, you know what I mean? Unless it's a really great prequel, and I'm still yet to really see a really great prequel. Except, no, I don't know any really great prequels. I tried. Nah.
I was thinking about it too.
I like, because I do like...
Some of the Aliens is good.
Alien movies are good, but compared to the very first one that ever came out, in my opinion, storyline, acting, just the whole element of the movie was way better than any rendition that came out, in my opinion. I think that's what, like, all the great cult classic movies. There's some movies that was already trash when they came out, so it's easy to improve on trash.
Godfather 2 is better than Godfather 1.
That's subjective, because I know a lot of people say that. So I'm not going to say, no, you're wrong, because that's your opinion. I'm just going to say it's subjective, because I watched them all. Mm-hmm. Definitely 1 and 2 are the best out of the whole series. But 1, to me, is epic.
1 is epic, though.
One is epic.
Wrong.
1, you got to think about 1. Let's take that apart. The first one is dope because of everything that happens. Yeah. In the first one, that's when all the drama start. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's when Sonny get murdered. That's when they get the horse in the pivotal scene, the horse in the bed. You know what I mean? The horse head in the bed. Luca Brasi get murdered. You know what I mean? All this stuff is going on in the first one. So to say that the second one is better is only saying that the second one is better because they're Al Pacino fans. I'm gonna say that the first one is better, but that's one of the sequels in life that I would say it never ceased to.
Sonny got murked in the second one, though.
He got murked in the first one.
Didn't he get murked?
He got murked in the first one because remember, Al Pacino was coming back from Italy in part 2, and he was assuming the role of being in charge.
Oh yeah,
right,
yeah.
Right. Everything happened in the first one. Everything. It's because the movie was so good. It was to be continued type of thing. So that's why like people always say part 2 because that's when Al Pacino assumed the role of the boss.
He was a good boss though. Like he was different.
He was only a good boss.
His father was a better boss.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He was only a good boss because there was no other option. He was like Sonny had passed. Mm-hmm. They wasn't gonna give it to the weaker brother, and the other dude wasn't really a brother. Yeah. And they couldn't give it to the sister. You know what I mean? So it was that made the story a little more in depth because you got to go into Michael's character. Yeah. You knew more about the character Vito. You know what I mean? Who was the father? Yeah. The father because he started off the oil business, and part 2 was good because it showed you his come up. Yeah. It showed you those elements when they showed the young Vito was a Robert De Niro, and they showed Robert De Niro. He took up the capo in New York at the time. That he became the new boss. Came from nothing. Went back to his country. Yeah. Took out the dude, and then now named this area Corleone, Italy.
That is amazing.
So it's dope. He became a boss, and he really did that generational wealth thing where he really gave everything to his family, and his family was able to create something from it. And now we go into the rise of power of Michael.
You know why I think I like the second one so well is because the snakes in the second one just seem fiercer because of Michael Corleone's ambitions.
They came out because Vito kept everybody like he
kept everybody cool.
You know how people like they probably say shit behind people back, but they won't do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
They underestimated Michael. They thought Michael was a pushover because they never seen Michael doing any corrupted stuff. They never seen Michael doing any wild stuff. Michael was the good kid. Mm-hmm. Michael was the college dropout that went into the military, right? Yeah. So Michael didn't know about. Michael was ruthless. He was fucking. You know what I mean? And they didn't, and that's why Vito didn't know. Vito didn't know Michael was like that. He thought Michael was, that's the baby. Yeah. He a little smarter. He a little cooler than. No. He's like, nah. No. And Michael was very defiant. Like he had the little brother syndrome where it's like, yo, like I wanna really be the man. I want to be the man. And I don't want to listen to it. Like, you know, like, yeah, that's pop, but fuck the family. Like, that's still my father. Like, at the end of the day, fuck the family shit. But we never talk about business at the table. Well, I don't care. Like, I want to discuss this. Like,
Sonny was like that.
Sonny was like that. But I'm just saying, like, no. But Michael was defiant. Michael's like, I don't give a fuck about that. I want to talk about whatever I want to talk about. But like but that's the thing. It was that showed, like you said, his ambition. It was like, yo, we got to stop this guy.
Yeah, real shit.
Because he was like, yo, I want to eat everything. Yeah. I want to eat everything.
Yeah,
I'm not leaving a crumb. Like
they basically
as 21 would say.
Yeah, they basically was like, yo, this nigga, if we leave this nigga in charge, he's gonna.
Oh, he was taking over everything. Mo Green, the casino business.
He's about to be the mayor. Was he running for the mayor?
He was taking over everything. He was taking over everything. He forgot he was in the mafia.
He was trying to be legit, but you can't be legit like that.
His father did want to go straight.
Yeah, he wanted him to go to straight.
He didn't. He never wanted the business to be involved in drugs. Yeah, and as younger people always do, they have higher hopes than what's normally going on. So like they're thinking about the future. They're thinking about maximizing and changing. You got any more cups? And changing things around for like, you know, for the progression of society. Like, you know what I mean? Like we got to keep up with the times. So that's what they be trying to do. We gotta modify our business to meet the standard that we have right now in this economy. Mm-hmm. So if this is what they're doing, like they're putting us out of business with their H and with their I'm gonna use the word if y'all know what I mean. White girl, white boy, and all this. We out here, they pushing that stuff. So this is what we got to compete with. We're not making nearly as much money with what we have versus what they're making with what they have. So you got to think about that. You know, it's just like some companies that are used to doing regular transportation. That's like, yo, let's do Lyft, let's do Uber. That was Michael. You know what I mean? He wanted to be a disruptive organization, which he was, and that attracts enemies. You know, as well as partners, people that are interested. But I love Godfather, period. Like, I love all
the whole series. Yeah. I even like the third one. I like parts of it. It wasn't as bad.
The third one was trash to me.
I'm not gonna say trash.
I'm gonna say trash because
I'm gonna say it wasn't the best.
They was trying too hard. It was like House Party 4 syndrome type of thing. Like, it was like, yo, like, why did you do this to Godfather? Because you just wanted to keep the story going. Yeah. You should have left it where it was, and then just let it fizzle out, or let him be the rise to power, and let him, you know, or whatever. Let him die at the end of part 2. Nah, y'all want to do, and they left you with cliffhangers. Like, at the end of 2, what happened to his brother? Feel me? That you like, damn, we gotta see what's gonna happen with this after he did this to his brother. You feel me?
That's why I like 3, because he snapped, nigga. He snapped after his niece got killed, after he killed his brother. Remember when he started confessing it and shit? Like,
but he murked his brother. That's what I'm saying. But he knew he had to right do it. He should have got murked, or he should have got arrested. I think that would have been a great climax to drag it,
bro. He died. He died just like his father, bro. Alone.
And well, he didn't really die.
He did die. He died of a heart attack. Did he die? He died of a heart attack. Just like his dad. Alone in the what's the name? Well, his dad was with
he took care of his family though. That's the main thing. That's what and that's one thing that I just recognized.
He like, killed his brother, bro. That shit had to eat at him, bro.
You know what's crazy about that? Like I look at all the stories of somebody taking out
their brother
in a movie. And I don't know what's the worst. Is it Nino Brown when he took out G Money? Or was it when Michael Corleone took out Fredo, my bad. Took out Fredo. Or was it
I think Fredo.
Or was it Donnie Brasco?
Oh, when he gave up Lefty?
Damn,
nigga. That was cold blooded.
What do you think? What do you think is the coldest one?
I think it's Michael Corleone, because it was his blood brother. He was raised with this nigga. Like, everything else was
G
like...
Money even Nino Brown?
Nah. It was just cool. It was his friends from, you know what I mean, back in the day, before they was broke. And Left and, what's the name? Those are 2 cops. So they met each other on false pretenses. But fucking your brother that you grow up with, that you played with, that, you know what I mean? Like, your father never would have imagined you took it that far. And that's how far it got. I think he went crazy in that.
This happens, like, though.
It really do.
What is that called? Fratters? No. I don't know. Is it called Fratricide? I think it is called Fratricide. Yeah. When you take out your brother, that's Fratricide.
That's crazy. Hov shot his brother allegedly. Well, no, I don't think it's alleged.
But if you
stealing from him.
Yeah, he didn't murk him though.
Nah.
But yo, look, this is why I say. Like, when you dealing with aggressive family, certain things happen. Like, and I'm not gonna put all my business out there like that. But I got family members. I got family members that have done the same. You know what I mean? It was, they took out their brother. You feel me? And that type of shit, like, when you think about it, it's because of the life that y'all involved in. When you involved in a dark life, you on a dark path, shit like that happen because somebody don't respect the game or don't respect the rules of the game. Y'all gotta understand what y'all doing. Y'all gotta be on the same shit. Like, if, say you my blood brother, we involved in a criminal enterprise, you get bagged, you can't snitch. Even if you feel like, yo, I gotta save myself, I got a family, I got kids, it don't matter. I'll take care of your family and your kids. You know what I mean? You can't snitch. You got to do your time. You got to die with that. You got to take that to the grave. And I think that because they're family, they think that, oh, they'll understand. No, they don't, because it's the life that you involved in, and it don't have nothing to. Love will get you killed. Feel me? So you gotta really be mindful that, yo, this is what it is. This is what we're involved in, and it's not grimy if that's the life that you're leading, but it's grimy if you're not being true to the life that you're leading. You know what I mean? Because then you're gonna be like, yeah, well, I'm still your brother, nigga. You knew what we was doing. You was down with this shit from the jump. You already knew. You already knew what it was about. It was never about us fucking. If we get caught, we gonna tell on put the blame on somebody else. You think Pablo Escobar would have not murked one of his brothers? You know what I mean? Like, nah. Like,
I think he did.
But that's what I'm saying. I think he did. But that's what I'm saying. If he did or if he didn't, I would say, of course he would, because that's the life that you're doing, and you got to make an example. And when people know that my family don't even get a pass, people not gonna fuck with you.
Play with you. Yeah.
They not gonna play games. Like, they gonna know. They gonna look at you like Kaiser Kose. They gonna be like Kaiser Sose. They gonna be like, yo, this dude's crazy, man. He'll burn his wife and kids on fire. Yeah, because it's that game. It makes you evil. It makes you malicious, because you have to delete people.
Do you think, like, speaking in terms of Jay-Z, this for both of y'all, because alleged, I don't think it's alleged, I think this did happen. So Jay had a nephew that he bought a car, and his nephew died in that car, right? So my question is, do you think that survivor's guilt made him kind of like, oh, okay, I'm not, this situation kind of made me realize, don't buy people's shit. Like, maybe, you know what I mean, if they have a good idea. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, are you obligated to give up your money just because you have it?
Give up to who?
To your family members.
Depends.
Okay. And I want both of y'all answers. How you feel about
that? I say depends, because who am I giving it to? Am I giving it to my sister or my brother? Am I giving it to my children and my wife? Am I giving it to my mother and my grandmother? Am I giving it to my aunt, my uncle? Am I giving it to cousins? No.
Are you obligated to give, like, let's say
you got too many cousins.
Let's say you have a bill, like $1 billion.
Like, you're just saying no to the cousins, but the other.
Nah, that's not.
No, what I said before was connected to experience.
I'm saying answering you. I'm saying nah, no to your cousins, because you have to you have priorities. If your cousins are around you, if your cousins are helpers, if your cousins are people that's involved in whatever you're involved in, of course you're gonna bless them. You know what I mean? You're gonna break bread. But you don't break bread with people that don't have nothing to do with what's going on with you. The only people that you're obligated to take care of is your people. You want, yo, you know, there's so many songs and shit. Like, yo, I would love to take everybody with me, but I can't. Yeah. It's impossible to take everybody with you. That's how you get broke. You spend all your money because you're trying to please everybody. Yeah,
it happened to so many.
You can't please everybody, bro. You got to really, like, and what I said, like, if I have like enough bread, I'm giving people like enough to eat. Like, I'm gonna give you enough money probably to start a business. I might give people like, here, I'm gonna give you 15,000. I'm gonna give you 15,000. I'm gonna give you 15,000. Whatever happens after that 15,000 go out is on you, and that's a lot of money. Some people might get 100.
That's why I gave
a couple people might get $1 million.
That's why,
but that's it.
That's why that's it, Smiley. That's why I gave that reference first, because it's like you're going through a traumatic experience because you just gave him the bread. You see what I'm saying? Maybe that survivor's guilt made him like, nah, I'm not just gonna pass out just free money. It has to be for reason.
What happened? You said.
So basically, Jay gave his nephew. He gifted him a car, like it was an expensive, nice ass car, right? And gave it to him on his birthday, and he crashed and died in that car.
You were drunk?
I don't know the details. All I know is he died, and Jay probably had like survivor's guilt. Like, damn, like I made it. I gifted him this, and then he died.
You're insinuating that he doesn't give anything to any of his family?
No, I've heard that. I've heard that his cousins were asking for money, and
motherfuckers be begging. Everybody's not obligated to get no money. Exactly. If I'm a billionaire or not, everybody's not obligated to get no money. It depends. Like, and family members, they're family members. That's fine. People that I grew up with in my house, that lived in the same house, you know what I mean? They peed on their fucking bed and you got mad as fuck, you know what I mean? Because you was close to them, or you was on a bunk bed and it dripped down on you or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, those motherfuckers are the people that you probably giving money to. You don't want to because you remember that memory, but those are the people that you looking out for. You're not looking out for some twice removed ass motherfucker like, yo, you know, I'm marrying cousin, I'm marrying son, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, no, like that's not how it works. Like, you gotta. The only people that get shit is the people that been through the shit that you've been through, or people that you already taken care of, because you're gonna keep on taking care of them anyway. So those kids, your wife, your mother, your grandma, your granddad, your pops, you know what I mean? Those are the people that you look out for. You look out for, you know what I mean? If you can, you know what I mean? And you do what you can, and what you can't do, they understand it. Like, all right, I can't give you all of this, but I can give you this. And they get that. They cool with that. They not gonna be like, oh, you can't give me a little bit more. You can't,
They might say that, but that's just
they better not.
Some people
because they won't get shit.
That's facts. Facts.
But nah. But yeah, I don't know.
About to be Halloween.
Yeah, I'm going trick or treating.
You going trick or treating this year?
Mm-hmm. I went trick or treating last year.
Oh, shit.
I go trick or treating every year. You're welcome to come with your daughter if you want to go.
Yeah, you should come.
I should come.
I'm going with a 70. I'm going with a 73-year-old woman. You should bring your daughter.
Yeah, she's gonna love it because she don't get that experience too much.
It's fun, and we in a nice neighborhood, a bunch of white kids. And they give good candy.
I'm gonna check the bag for razors. These people crazy out here.
Yeah, always check it. But I haven't had any bad experiences.
I feel like I'll take her for the experience, but I can't let her eat all
well, you're not supposed to let them eat all the candy. Right. You're supposed to hide it, give them a piece whenever here's a little treat after dinner. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. It's not. It's just really. This is what it is. This is why I look at it. I know it's a pagan holiday and all that other shit, but I look at it as like, for Americans, it's just a time for children, kind of like Christmas. It's a time for children to just have fun, run around.
That's how I look at it too.
You know what I mean? Get dressed up, be somebody that they always wanted to be.
I just don't want these motherfuckers putting spells on candy.
Well, I mean, that's a whole nother conversation. Like, I'm not, like, if they is doing that shit, then I hope not. But I'm just saying, like,
can't trust the community.
I would hope that it's like when I was a kid. Like, you go out, fucking go get candy, you come fucking home, you sneak some of it to school and fucking try to sell it. I don't know.
That was the good old days, nigga.
Yeah, man, I loved it. I fucking loved it.
Yeah, people would.
I really used to get a lot of candy. Remember the fucking when you didn't have a bag, you get a pillowcase. Well, that might be too old. Motherfuckers be buying candy bags.
Yeah, I used to.
Yeah. Pillowcase trick or treaters. That was that real shit.
Throw that shit out.
That was that real shit, nigga. Because if you get like even a quarter of a pillowcase of candy, that's a lot of fucking candy, bro. But nigga, I used to try to be like half. Niggas used to try to steal people's shit, steal kids' candy and shit. Hamden used to be straight though. Like
I couldn't go trick or treat until I was a teenager.
Oh man, you missed out, bro. That shit was so great, nigga. When I was really little, like that's when I really had fun. I remember I had a Ninja Turtle costume. I was Raphael. Raphael was
my nigga.
But that was my shit, though. Yeah, man. Halloween, man. That's why I've been watching scary movies, man. I watch scary movies by myself. Like I love them. They not scary to me. They just thrillers. I was watching what I was watching. I just came out. Well, I watched the Venom shit. Venom shit was dope. But I watched what's the new movie? Oh, Terrifier.
That's the one with the clown?
Yeah, that movie's not for everybody.
Yeah, I heard it's gory as fuck.
It's like so hostile.
That shit is burning my insides.
It's on that level.
It was alright.
I feel like it's burning my soul.
You watched it? It's just
is corny.
It's shocking all. It's shocking all. It's not really meant to scare you, but obviously if you see somebody like that walking down the street, you might.
And he had a girlfriend.
Nigga had a girlfriend?
Yeah, she was. I think she was an entity. I think what he is. I think he's a demon. I think he's a demon clown because he died in like the second one, and then he came back in the fucking morgue. He came back and killed the fucking mortician.
And the lady was unalive too. She sat in the tub and she just sliced down her arm, and she was laid in there, but she was already.
Yeah, they're like ghouls or something.
Beetlejuice shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And somebody was on the train. They were dressed like them, and they were the only ones on the cart.
Yo, it's some wild movies. They came out with a few wild movies this year. Took his
outfit because he was dressed up like.
You know what also is good. Oh no.
You can't play that. Copyright.
She's slugging her, yo. Yo.
Wait, what was it?
Clarissa Shields.
No, it was
that wasn't her?
That was a black girl. Whooping her ass and dancing.
Oh, that was the one that you said she beat her up and she took.
No, that was UFC.
Yeah.
Or MMA.
She was doing a stinky leg or something. I don't know what she was doing. She was doing that shit. Whooping her ass too.
Yeah, I've been watching joints. But yeah, back to like the sequels for horror. Like sequels took a hit, yo. Like they wasn't really like ever really like really great, but for some reason they kept people going back. Sequels lost that spark that they had before. Back
Terminator 2 is a good sequel.
All right, that is a good one. That's a good argument. That might be better than the first one. Yeah. That might be better than the first one. Judgment Day was really my childhood. That was my childhood.
Me too. That was around the Chucky era.
Because when the first one came out, I was too young to remember when the first one came out.
Yeah. Judgment Day.
I was too young to really remember the first experience from the first one. Yeah, so that's why I was like, yeah. But when Judgment Day came out, that was crazy. That was crazy. Everybody remember this. That's it. That's like a memorable. That's a memorable intro. Terminator. No, Terminator. We're talking about Terminator. I know what you're talking about. Don't say it. Terminator.
That's different.
She talking about something else. Terminator.
Oh, I ain't seen that.
But yeah, that shit was crazy. Like it was. I think movies that was like sci-fi, like they could really pull off a good sequel. So that's probably why it's like it always seemed like it was good. Like sci-fi, Pet Cemetery 2 was trash. You know what I mean? Like I think like a lot of sequels that came out, they really wasn't good because they didn't.
Wait, Pet Cemetery 2 was trash?
Yeah.
The one with the boy?
That's the one with the dog when they had the German Shepherd and all that.
I don't know.
They had a Pet Cemetery 1.
Yeah, but
and then they had Pet Cemetery 2. Pet Cemetery 2. All right, I'm gonna tell you who's in Pet Cemetery 2. Remember? Okay, so you watched Judgment Day.
Yeah.
The boy from Judgment Day.
Yeah, John Connor.
He was in Pet Cemetery. Okay.
That was whack.
It was whack. Like it? That was whack.
I like that shit. I ain't go front, bro. I was a kid. I was scared as fuck.
That was whack. Pet Cemetery was good.
That was good though. I ain't gonna say. Yeah, I ain't gonna front on that. That was good.
But the second one was kind of.
The second one was so 90s to me. Like
that's why it
was 90s.
They tried too hard to like capture modern shit.
You're not talking about the one that just came out. You're talking about. I only seen the first one.
No, I'm talking about the original one.
Pet Cemetery 2. The original Pet Cemetery 2 was with I forgot the boy's name, John something, but he played in Terminator 2.
Oh,
but
I never,
that was good. That used to come on USA like all the time. That one, but then they made the remake that I'm sure you just seen. That's the one that just came out.
I didn't like
the remake. Was a remake of the original one, the first one.
Yeah, I seen the first one and then I seen the remake. I never seen the original part 2.
Yeah, they never made a remake part 2. They only had one part 2. But like I said, I ain't really like that. I'm not really a fan. I'm not really a fan of sequels. Only sequels that I really like enjoyed. So Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween. Yeah, even if they weren't that good, I still enjoyed them. Chuck, Child's Play. You know what I mean? And for that's another one. The sequel is probably better than the first. Well, no. I'm not. You know what? Nah, hold on. I'm not gonna say it was better than the first. The
first one was with the Mother for Seven Heaven. The second one was what?
Hold on. I'm gonna explain to everybody that's watching. I'm talking like everybody knows about horror movies.
What's your team? No, he's a little boy still.
And
his sister was
the original Child's Play came out when a lot of 90s babies were being born. I was born in 85. So I really didn't get to see a lot of stuff, but my parents, I'm not gonna say they were bad parents, but my parents let me watch horror movies. So I grew up watching certain horror movies. So I seen horror movies from the 80s and stuff like that. But
how old was y'all?
It was always like babies, like little
babies.
So I seen a lot of horror movies, but I didn't see Child's Play until in the 90s. I didn't see the original until the 90s, but I seen part 2. So part 2 was like my first experience with Chucky. You know what I mean? So
I think is that the one when they're in the factory?
Yes.
They melt them. Yeah.
Listen. Let me cook with this. A new nightmare. So
no, that's Freddy Krueger.
With that, a lot of people, because it's not uncommon for her to say what she's saying, but a lot of people have memories of Child's Play 2, and not Child's Play. Hold on, let me cook. Not Child's Play 1, but Child's Play 2. Now, we getting into sequels, saying what sequel was better. So when we watch both of the movies, we have to look at it from a different perspective, because now you're older. You're not going to have the same fear factor that you had when you were a child or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit different. But I would still argue that the first one was better than the second one. But a lot of people,
You didn't know what the fuck.
But that's what I'm saying. It's only scarier because if you seen it when you was a kid, but a lot of people didn't see the first one when they was a kid.
I feel like the story was scarier though, and the dialogue.
I think it was a better movie overall. Like fuck scaring and all that. I think it was a better movie. It's a doll. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think overall it was just a good movie. But that's how they made the storyline of Chucky. But I'm saying part 2, that's what everybody remembers. Cause that's like, you know, he's in the system now, and you know, now he's being adopted and shit. You know what I mean? So
that story was better.
But I remember the one with the mother from heaven.
Nah, it wasn't. It wasn't better. It wasn't better. I just feel like it is because you grew up with that. It's just more entertaining. You grew up with that. That's the psychological. That's the psychological thing. That little boy. You know why? You know why the first one is better? Because you find out who Charles Lee Ray was. You found out that Charles Lee Ray was a serial deleter. Mm-hmm. So he wasn't just like some doll. You know what I mean? When you seen part 2, all you saw was a doll coming from the place. Nah, you feel me? And then all of that. You didn't see no man. You saw a doll. What do you mean? What you saw? What did you see? What did you see? You saw a maniac that was like. You saw a doll. Hold on. Let me cook. You saw a maniac that was like, yo, I could go for another kid, but I have obsession with this specific kid. So I'm gonna. It's a doll. Hold on. You don't understand all that. You're telling me, young to understand that. It's a doll, bro. It's a crazy doll. You're telling me my perspective of a movie that you want to say that is better, but I'm just giving you I'm just giving a world. You said you were scared because you didn't understand. Yo, bro, I said it was a better movie. But I said it was a better movie to me. Because you seen it. When you was a little kid, it was scarier because you was a little kid. The first one that you saw. The first one is scarier. Let me ask you this. The second one is just better. Did you see? And let me ask you this, because a lot of people don't have this experience. Did you see the second one when you was born first, or did you see the first one when you was born? I saw the second one first. All right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter though. I watched both of them. Both of them. I respect what you're saying, and I like the story. But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. It was introduced as a doll. There was no man in it. That's what I'm telling you. But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. So a kid watching this is a kid just watching. I got a doll from the toy store, and my doll was gonna turn on me and try to kill me in my parents. That's why I was scared. That's what I'm saying. That's what it was. I gave it to you. So that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying the element of the storyline is more in depth. Just like it. I prefer the original over the remake. 100%. Yeah. I do too, because it was scarier to me. The aesthetics just. It was scarier because it was drawn out. It was the suspense that scared us. It wasn't blood. It wasn't any of that. It was the idea. Yeah, of a fucking alien demon coming down. Unknown. Yeah, because it was right. It was unknown. It was unknown. It was unknown. It was unknown. So that's like. That idea of something unknown being in the sewers, just trying to get kids, and how it got Georgie, you know what I mean? The whole, because it was a book. I read the book. The book's about this thick. You know, my grandmother had it. Stephen King was on. His books was like 2 books together. I heard the audio shit. That shit's scary. You want to scare yourself? Fucking go read or go listen to an audio book of Stephen King, yo. Like his early shit. Fuck you up. Oh yeah, you gotta have some creepy. Fuck you up. What's that guy's name? He is like. What's that dude's name? He went through something. Vincent Price voice or something. Playing in the background so you can hear it like. Right, the dude from Thriller. But yeah, like I'm not arguing that the second one wasn't better because I know a lot of people are gonna say that the second one was better, but I'm just telling you why. It probably was better was because that's what you were introduced to first. More so than it being actually just the greatest movie ever. And I'm not knocking that it wasn't one of the best horror movies that came out in that period of time, because it was. But I just feel like the first one, if I had seen the first one first, I'd have been fucked up. Maybe I did, and subconsciously I just don't remember seeing the first one. So I probably did see the first one, and only my most memorable experience was the second one. All I remember mainly from the second one when I was a kid, I always remember the ending. the whole you being in the factory at the end and he got melted. Like that's the most memorable part of the movie, but there's so many other elements of it that you don't take into consideration.
No, I remember when he moved in and then she was sitting outside on the swing.
Is that the most memorable part?
Cigarettes. No, I'm saying I remember.
You remember the movie, but that's the most memorable part.
Yeah, you're right. That's why I said that's my favorite part at the end because it looked.
I think a lot of people remember the climax because that was the end of Chucky. You know what I mean?
Or so we thought.
So we thought, right? But that
did he smile at the end of that very last shot? I could have swore he was they were molding his head and he smiled. That's how you knew it was going to be a Chucky 3, Chucky 4, whatever.
Chucky was going to be
a bro. And what was the next one?
Chucky
that
3.
Was
the military
Child's Play 3.
Oh, with the little black boy.
Yeah, that was
Chucky's going
to
be.
That's when he finally gave up. Too. Yeah, he finally gave him up. He was like, "Oh, nigga, you getting too old now."
But I didn't like the remake.
It wasn't.
Yeah, I ain't like that. Did you have a son?
That's what our argument is right now about sequels. Like our sequels good.
I mean, I watched
our sequels good.
And the Bride of Chucky. Yeah, they was
sequels are entertaining.
That was by Dimension.
We look forward to them.
Dimension. That was the production. That did Bride of Chucky.
Sequels are looked forward to because of the history of the movie, the nostalgia. We watched it. It scared us when we was little. You know what I mean? So we want to see if they can give us that same feeling, same excitement that they gave us when we were younger.
It reminds you of what you were doing when you.
Some movies do it. Some reboots, like Halloween, the reboot Halloween, I loved it. Yeah, Rob Zombie is a genius. Yeah. His first one
was classic.
His first one was classic. The second one, I don't know. I don't like the supernatural element of it. I don't like that. I prefer it to be just the psycho dude that is like an unstoppable force. Just leave it like that.
You got
it. Yeah,
all the stuff they would do to him, and he still.
The only thing.
I figured you had to be some type.
Well, no. This is the story. People are crazy. They put them on medicine. Medicines can suppress your pain factors. Yeah. Pain inhibitors, whatever. Right. So that's why you're able to take a lot of shit, whatever.
Yeah, but this is after he escapes.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's still a movie, bro. So you gotta think it's in his system, right? So in the movie, they're going off of that narrative. So they're not doing too much to him to eliminate him. Mind you, they're supposed to chop off his head. Never happened. Right?
And they're supposed to chop off his head, though he's a person. A person could get shot.
A lot of times they try to get him, they miss. You know, they shoot him. And they shoot him, but you could argue that when he's getting shot, they're missing vital organs, like for some reason.
They're gonna bleed out.
You're gonna bleed. You're gonna bleed. It wasn't. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't him. So like they have like little. Right. He was clever. He was clever. He was clever.
That happened in a couple
movies, now hold on. Now Jason is different. Jason is a vengeful demon.
Yeah, I know that.
Jason is a vengeful demon.
From his mom his mom was
Freddy Krueger is a sleep demon. No, she was a regular person. She was a regular person.
Oh, she was a murderer though.
Right.
Yeah, she started.
But only because she was mourning the loss of her child. You never seen Friday the 13th one? You ever seen the first one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the first one, he wasn't even in it. Only the part at the lake, and then he drowned in the water, and then nobody lost their job or anything like that happened or whatever. So the mom just went crazy and just started taking everybody out.
They should remake that one. That would be fire now.
The first?
Yeah, with the mother.
I don't blame them.
They should remake that.
A lot of people, I like the second one. That's one of the movies where I say the sequel was better than the first one. You know why? Because we got Jason. We got Jason in part 2.
That's why I feel like we should remake the first one, because like we don't really give enough credit to the mom like that.
The cult classic.
She's that voice.
The Comic-Con horror people, they do give his mother credit. They give his mother the utmost credit.
Absolutely.
But people that watch it, that just appreciate cinema, they want the hockey mask. You know what I mean? He didn't even get the hockey mask, and what people really know, he didn't get the hockey mask until part 3. I'm a horror movie nigga, so this is right up my alley. Go ahead.
I seen them all, but I was just young. I don't remember, and I watched some of them more than once, but I don't remember the earlier ones.
Yeah,
I remember bits and pieces. Like there was one when they were like the guy was on the roof. Was it in New York or something?
That was trying to fight him. That was 5. I watched that the other day. That was Jason Takes New York.
That's crazy.
Jason Takes Manhattan.
Shout out to him for being the only person to square up.
Yo, I always hold on. Let's talk about that. So I always talk about that in the spirit of Halloween that's coming up in a few days. So I always talk about that because people always say, "Yo, he gave it his all." Like let's be real for a second.
Die anyway.
So I'm gonna take it to another level. So yeah, we watched this dude with superhuman strength.
He knew he was gonna die, bro. He wasn't.
Did he though? This is the thing.
Yeah.
This is the thing. This is the thing.
A black man
could escape him. You could escape him. But hold on. I'm gonna answer all of that in this whole sum up right now. So he watched the movie play out. He murking everybody on the boat before they get to New York. They gotta get off the boat. The whole movie, Jason is faster than ever. Meaning
stronger.
Well, not stronger. He's just strong already. But I'm just saying faster because he walks with a pretty good pace, and he always catches you. Yeah. But this is what I'm saying. If you watch the movie and pay attention, because when I watched it this time, I watched it purposely for this point because I was watching it with Shorty. So I watched it just to pay attention, and I'm like, yo, how the fuck he get down them steps that quick? He's walking like this.
Exactly.
Right.
He was down the steps. As soon as the person turned around, he got him. Like I'm like, yo, like
he doing extra stuff.
Yo, in the water, like yo, you thinking like, cause you see him at the top looking at him when they in the boat. He looking at him in the boat trying to escape the ship, and you like, yo, he disappeared off the top of the boat. So I'm like, yo, he jumped in the water. And I was watching this thing called Marvelous. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called Marvelous or something like that. It's a YouTube channel, but they break down the physiology of different characters in comics and movies and stuff like that. And they broke down physiology, and from watching various movies, they broke down Jason Voorhees. And they said that Jason Voorhees can swim about as fast as Aquaman. Like,
I heard he was scared of water.
His water is his weakness because that's how he died. However, when he's in the water in the lake, he gets supernatural strength.
Oh,
the lake empowers him. So it gotta be that in the lake, right? Anywhere in the lake, he can get you, but you have to trap him in water. So he always comes back. He always comes back from like electricity. Like electricity always resurrects him like on some Frankenstein shit.
Yeah, like Freddy versus Jason.
But he goes, but when he's in the water, he's like energized from being in the water like Aquaman. He come out the water and he go on his little spree. But somebody has to awaken him. He's in hell. You feel me? But he didn't know any better. So it's like he wasn't like a psychopath that just went out here just murking people because he had a bad childhood. He was mentally disabled. Feel me? And he looked crazy. He had some shit, some type of hydrosyphilis or something. I think hydrosyphilis was the name of the fucking shit that he had. And it was some shit where his tissue would fill with fluid or some shit, and it would make his face deformed and shit like that or whatever because of this.
I thought he was just deformed, like.
That's because of an illness that he had. No. And they don't even go deeper into how his mother had him or nothing. His mother and father could have been first cousins. Like, who knows? No. Who knows? I don't know. But the camp's negligence is why he haunts the campgrounds. So he has power over all of that area because that's like his possessed area because that's his place of death or whatever. and his death was surrounded by bad things. But when he came back, he always came back for his mother, to avenge his mother, because he never died.
Yeah.
He never died.
Did he go to hell?
No, listen, he never died in the water when he was a kid and his mother was killing everybody.
Drowned. I thought
he never died.
He was a vengeful spirit.
He never died. He never died. His mother thought he was dead in the water, but he woke up looking for his mother.
Oh, okay.
The deformed little Jason. She died. She was decapitated by a machete.
So when she died, did she know that her son was alive?
No.
Oh,
that's why she was working on the camp counselors. Jason came back into the cabin and found his mother's head.
Damn.
And so he went on a spree avenging, and they thought he was haunting the grounds, but he was really actually alive. And then in part 2, he was actually taken out. And then in part 3, he was resurrected to avenge his mom's death.
That's wild.
Over and over and over and over and over again.
So he's cursed, basically.
Cursed, yeah. Cursed soul. But that's what I'm saying. He didn't know anything.
Some of those were corny. I didn't like Jason X.
Yeah, Jason X was crazy. I remember that.
I like Freddy vs. Jason. It was fun.
Yeah, you know, people don't talk about Phantasm.
Wasn't Kelly Rowland?
You ever seen that?
I don't really like that.
You seen Phantasm? You know what that is? Phantasm with the old guy. You like, boy. You got these little circle things that be flying around. Little circle things be flying around. Impaling people, whatever.
That's crazy. Phantasm.
Phantasm. That's a classic. But that's corny too.
Yeah, that's what I said. Puppet Master.
Puppet Master corny.
Yeah. But
Demonic Toys corny. Dolly Dares kind of fucked me up. I ain't gonna hold you. Dolly Dares is another like Chucky type shit. I don't know. It's the thing with the dolls, man. These dolls are creepy.
Real. Yeah.
Because she had facial expressions and shit. Because they never had a doll like Chucky. Because Chucky's animatronic. Universal owns the rights to that. So whatever they did to make Chucky. So they've never created something like Chucky. It wasn't clay. It was animatronic. So the face was moving. And they had a midget that was playing him. So they had the midget and they had the fucking animatronic.
Little person.
Right. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Little person. Sorry. My bad, y'all.
Let's switch it up. Still talking about well, this is based on a true story. It's not a horror movie, but what do you think about Gypsy Rose? Do you know the story of Gypsy Rose?
I never even heard of that. What's that?
Her mom made her think that she had all these disabilities, that she had cancer, that she couldn't eat sugar, that she was like definitely that
good.
She had to have an EpiPen.
EpiPen is crazy.
But there was nothing wrong. All these illnesses she had to her think she couldn't walk. She was in a wheelchair. She could walk.
That's like Munchausen, right? Munchausen syndrome.
By proxy, that's what it was. And she was in a wheelchair like her whole life. Well, since growing up, she believed.
They made a movie like that too, called Run.
Yeah, and there's a movie
recently came out
about it.
That's good. Check that out.
Actually has her name in it, and then they made that. I seen that with the girl from.
So wait, I thought you was telling me about a movie. That's not.
That's real life. What you're talking about, movie Run, is kind of like it could have some elements based off of that.
Yeah, and there is a movie about that with the girl's name in the Gypsy Rose, like a real, but it's a movie depiction, and they did a documentary, and that movie is similar.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't like that type of trauma though. Like that shit is.
So listen, I didn't finish what happened. So she did all these things to her. She didn't know that she could walk. She figured it out, and then she started to figure out that her mom had been lying to her. So. And her mom was holding her hostage. Now she's of age. She's 18. Mm-hmm. She done signed over her rights. She's the power of attorney. Yeah. So she can't do anything. So she found out she could walk. She met this guy online. Mm-hmm. And then they came up with a plan somehow. And he unalived her mother.
Damn.
She went to prison. He has life, I believe.
Damn.
She got out now, but yeah. So
how do you feel about that?
I just feel like he got the shit ended the stick.
Is there ever an excuse for mattress side?
He was trying to help her ass out. He knew this chick was crazy and was not gonna go out without no fight. And he
it was his idea, though.
I see it. I mean, if she really loved the dude, then she wouldn't have made him do that. But she wanted her freedom.
No. He did that.
She wanted him to do that.
He influenced her to do that.
She went to jail because she was an accomplice to what he did.
Yeah, because she let him in the house.
So
therefore, she wasn't even in the room.
Therefore, she wanted him to unalive her. And what I'm saying,
well, she's not at fault.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying is. Okay. What I'm saying is, even though he did the act, even though he came up with it, if she cared about him more than cared about her freedom, she would never let him do that.
You don't think she didn't know any better?
I think she wanted. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
She wasn't in no state to be with nobody. If somebody's gonna be with a girl that's
in a wheelchair, she's in sound. She's in sound.
Man is supposed to be a leader.
Yeah, and he did have mental.
Man is supposed to be a leader, bro.
They put that on her. All I'm saying, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not even putting it on her. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, that's what he decided to do. But
she's gonna be like, no, we can't do this because we gotta protect you. But
bro,
you don't think that she was tied?
Bro.
You don't think she was tied?
Bro, it's the
she
same.
She really had her tied up once she figured out she could.
No, tired of this shit.
No,
I'm not saying she wasn't. I'm just saying that certain people do things out of consideration, and certain people don't do things out of consideration. And if you're dealing with a girl and this is your girlfriend and you're coming up with these ideas and she's not stopping you and she's like, oh, okay, encouraging it, then nigga, you're not with a girl. Listen, you're not with a girl that loves you for real. You're with a girl that is just there because she has her own personal interests. And guess what? She had her own personal interests.
I don't think so.
She had her own personal. How you don't think so? You think that she had any other options? She wasn't going to wait for nothing else but him. She manipulated him to do her bidding, what she wanted to do. And that's why she is free now.
I don't think you understand the story. I don't think you understand the story.
She was,
I think y'all give
okay, so first she treated her very childlike, even though she was growing up and older. When she was very naive. She never dated nobody before. She gave her a computer one time. She would think she was slow, but it wasn't slow. It's just she was too sheltered. She never went out. She didn't hang out with nobody her own age. She made her think that she had cancer. She shaved her hair.
Why would you want to be with a girl like that?
She was in a wheelchair, and something was wrong with him too.
That part.
So I don't think it was manipulation. And this is how it started. They were chatting on the thing, and they would be talking. They really liked each other. They would be talking all the time.
They really liked each other.
They were supposed to be in a relationship.
You don't do dumb shit for people that you really like.
He started bringing it up, and she was reluctant at first. So she was like, I don't know. Or she tried it back. I don't think it's a good idea.
And that's love.
Then eventually, they came to an agreement. They decided to do it because she did try to escape, but she came and got her.
You know what happened?
She
went through some fucked up shit that day or after that decision that she had sound mind, because like she said, she had the sound mind to be like, nah, we shouldn't do this. You're gonna get in trouble. We're gonna get in trouble. Type shit. She had the sound mind to say that.
Nah, but because of that was still her mom.
Listen.
And
check
she was
this out.
Still processing that she had been lying to her.
If you know that's your mom and your mom did all of these things to you, you don't want to unalive her. Why would you say, oh, okay, you know what? We're gonna go along with it. Something happened after all of that.
She felt like that was the only way.
Exactly, and it's my point. That's manipulation.
But
that's manipulation. Because she doesn't have to do it, but she wants it done. It's not for him. He's not. Hold on. He's not killing her if they're not in a relationship. He's not killing her if they're not in a relationship. He's not murdering nobody. You know why? He loves her, so he's going to do what she needs done So
probably in jail thinking he made the right decision.
And that's my point. At the end of the day, he was still
probably heartbroken.
At the end of the day, he was still manipulated into that situation, bro. At the end of the day,
with somebody else.
Yeah,
another nigga got older.
She got life. She went to prison, but she got out already.
And made a life with somebody else. Exactly. Who the fuck want her, yo?
Exactly.
Why niggas want her? Like, hold on. Like this is my thing. Because I see where he coming from with it.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm not.
He was manipulated.
I don't really. I know that women are survivalists.
Too dumb to know what the fuck.
But a lot of times we look at a situation and we be like, yo,
at the sit end of the stick, you're in
jail. The girl just really likes me.
For really life,
me. She really on me.
Unalive this girl's mom.
Girl, no, I know that this girl can't be with nobody else. But
are you gonna unalive somebody's mom?
I'm gonna answer that after I say this. I know that this girl only want me because nobody who gonna want this girl. She in a wheelchair. She got cancer. But listen. Let me say my whole joint. She in a wheelchair. She got cancer. Her mother don't let her go nowhere. Whatever. You feel me? All of this stuff, and I'm still fucking with her. Then we find out, damn, this shit ain't true.
Okay, so she now got divorced. She lives with her parents now. Her father has another wife. July.
But he probably felt her father probably felt. Her father probably felt.
Everyone that knew
he's smarter than you.
But let me finish.
That sounds like manipulation to me. She tricked everyone.
The daughter,
everyone.
The mom.
Nah,
the daughter didn't know until she got older.
Let me finish my point.
The daughter just tricked that nigga.
Let me finish my point. Because you on women right now. You on these next.
Trick that nigga.
She didn't trick him. She did
all I'm saying in this situation, whether it's a
she knew she wanted her mom.
Hold on. Listen. In this situation, listen what I'm saying. It's my point. In this situation, whether you're a man or a woman, if you're in a situation and somebody doing something like that to you, and somebody come along in your life and they dealing with you, you like, damn, you really want to deal with me and I'm going through all this shit? Really? You want to be a part of this fucking circus? You take it. And I know I would. Like, somebody take me as I am, you know what I mean, with all my faults. I you know what I mean? And they treat me like I'm a king. I'm going to feel a certain type of way because I'm like, damn, like, you making me feel like that and I don't feel like I'm shit. You know what I mean? That's a good feeling. So somebody giving you that, and they probably in your mind could get somebody way better than you, and they dealing with you. You feel like, damn, they probably manipulating me type shit. You feel me? But you like, fuck it, I'm gonna trust them. So you trust them. Then they say, yo, we should do this. Somebody that you trust telling you something like that, they want to do something to hurt you. And they know that they're not doing it to hurt you because they like, fuck it, I'm going to do this because you shouldn't have to go through this. That means that they love you more than what you even thought they did. You know what I mean? To do some shit like that. So I can't really necessarily fault him for doing what he did. I can't necessarily fault her for accepting that shit. What do you mean
fault? You can't say that it was a dumb decision?
I'm getting to that.
No, you said fault.
I know what I'm saying. I'm gonna tell you when I finish it, you're gonna understand what I mean by that. I can't necessarily fault him for doing what he did in the situation. And I can't necessarily fault her for accepting the opportunity given, you know, the trauma that she's dealt with for that period of time for somebody to come into her life and want to save her. But I still think that they could have went about it differently. They probably could have went, you know, legally and probably been like, yo, this is what she's doing to her. And I know she didn't want me to say anything, but I have to. Somebody should come investigate this themselves and just see what's going on, please, because she's hurting and I can't watch this anymore. If you really love her, right? Because you're not going to jeopardize your freedom and jeopardize hers by doing something crazy like that. So then that's manipulation because you telling her to murk her mother. You might want her mother to suffer, but you still will understand as a man, like, I'm her leader. I know she only gets one. So why do I want to take that from her? At least she can go to the hospital and ask her why. Why would you do this to me if you really care about me? Now she can never have those answers. So on both sides, I can't really fault anybody because it's a toxic love affair that shouldn't have probably ever happened. She probably should have found somebody that was gonna help her in a situation where everybody's okay, but then now it's to the light that okay, you were a victim because she was clearly a fucking victim, bro. Like that type of shit. Like for me, that type of shit. She was victimized for so long, and somebody came into her life to try to save her out of that situation, and she accepted
and tried. She definitely
got saved.
And some people are mad at her, and I don't think that's fair. Because
I don't think it's fair either. I actually, this is one of those times where I actually side with the woman in this one because I feel like if he's the dude and he has all the cards, he's able to tell her right from wrong. He's the one that presented this option, which means he's not clear-headed himself. Because why would you deal with somebody in that state? You obviously not really all there. I mean, if you a decent looking person or something like that, and you're able-bodied, why would you want to be with a handicapped person and really be in a serious relationship with somebody?
He just said something was wrong with him too.
Yeah,
they found each other on probably on some. I'm not sure. They probably found each other on some
program, like in a program,
or could have been a program. Comic-Con, you see what I'm saying? And that's beautiful. So at the end of the day, she is especially because she got married after this whole situation, right? And divorced. So at the end of the day, she's gonna find somebody. Somebody is gonna want, you know what I mean, companionship.
She was married when she was locked up, so it wasn't too long after she got out.
Somebody was empathetic towards her shit.
Somebody's always empathetic towards her shit. And you know what I mean? She's probably made a lot of success from the empathy. But all I'm saying is that's still manipulation because you don't have to do anything you don't want to do for people, especially if it puts you in a bad spot. And if that person, hold on, can I say something? All I'm saying is if she had the wherewithal to know, yo, maybe we shouldn't do this, then she had the wherewithal to be like, yo, bro, I'm not going to do this because this is crazy. But all I'm saying is we sympathize with what she was going through. We sympathize with what her mother put her through. I can't sympathize enough. But at the end of the day, if he wanted to do it, even if he wanted to do it, and she didn't, and she had the wherewithal to be like, yo, this is a bad thing, so I shouldn't do this. If she decides, yo, fuck it, let's do it, as soon as she's in, she's wrong. That is manipulation because it was her situation. If it was his situation, then he manipulated her to do what he wanted to do. But this is her situation. This is her mother. She needs to be unalive so she can go on with her life or be free.
Fair, man.
It doesn't matter if it's fair. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's like Eve manipulated Adam to eat the apple. It's the same thing. You will be manipulated if you don't listen to the discretion.
That's like if a chick telling you, yo, I want you to hit it. And you like, nah, I'm not trying to do it.
What?
Well, hold on, listen. Nah, I'm not trying to do it. Come on, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I really like you, But I'm like, look, like, I think we should get to know each other better, And she say, well, I don't think you like me the way I like you, or something like that. And then you like, nah, it's not that. Like, then what is it? Like, I respect you, All right. Well, I respect you too. We should still do it. All right, fuck it. And then we do it. And then I'm like, you know, whatever.
Whatever.
You know what I mean? But then, but I didn't want to do it, and now I'm not with her. And she's like, oh, but you fucked me though. And I'm like, okay, but you asked me to do it, and I told you I didn't want to do it. Am I manipulating because we both got something that we wanted?
No.
I could have resisted and said, nah, I'm not going to fuck you. No. I still gave in and still did it.
Look. You were manipulated by your own emotions of wanting to fuck. You wasn't, I mean, you wanted to fuck, but you was like, look, I shouldn't fuck, but I want to fuck. So you let your instincts take over your brain. That's how you're wrong in that situation. The other situation is different. The other situation is somebody comes along that you like, right? You have something that you need done. Because if both of y'all aren't going to convince me that she didn't want her mother dead.
But you say,
hold on. Both of y'all
aren't going
to convince me that she didn't want her mother dead prior to meeting this man, right? So now she needs this.
She didn't know until she was with him. But she figured out.
Either she wanted to die herself, unalive herself, or she wanted to unalive her mom. Regardless, because I just find it hard to believe that she didn't start questioning it after a certain age. If she was old enough, if she was old enough to go on dating sites and things like that, then she was old enough to know, like, yo, hey, something ain't wrong. Something ain't right.
Okay, so she would dress her up like a princess and stuff like that. She was into that. Her mom would take her to Comic-Con adventures. They got money sent to them, Habitats for Humanity built them a house and everything because they thought that she was sick. Right? She didn't know. All growing up, since she was a little girl, she made her think that she had disabilities and stuff. Like she barely, before she started working, she had crutches or something because she said she was, but there was nothing wrong with her. She just was making up, and then it progressed to a wheelchair, and then all the other illnesses that she put on her. And she had a cabinet full of medications that she was giving her. She made them give her a feeding tube for nothing. She tricked the doctors into believing that the mother tricked the doctors into believing that she was sick, so they inserted a feeding tube. So they put a hole in her so that they can feed her through that for no reason. Like, in addition of what, and she had to get that changed and switched out, and that's painful. Like, every so often you got to get it replaced and everything. Like, she put her through all this trauma and stuff like that, and she didn't realize that that wasn't a dating site. It was like, she liked Comic-Con and stuff like that. It was a chat room so she just started talking to someone up there, and then it progressed. That was the first guy that she ever talked to, because her mom didn't let her go outside. She didn't socialize with kids her own age. She didn't go to school. I don't think she went to school. No, maybe she was homeschooled, but probably not. Her education level was very low. They tested her when she got arrested.
The first guy that she dated killed or unalived her mother in sympathy for her. That is manipulation. You know why it's manipulation? Because if the circumstances to her, everything that you just said that she went through from her mother, if those circumstances never came out to be not true, right? And she didn't know her mother was doing all these things to her, she wouldn't want her unalived. As soon as she found out what the fuck her mom was doing really to her, she said, oh, I'm with unaliving this woman to get my freedom back. That is manipulation, yo. Like, that's manipulation. Because she had an objective. I'm saying she wanted it to get done. And she got it done.
I'm saying if she initiated it.
I'm saying even if she didn't initiate it,
that was my example. My example correlates with that.
It don't matter somebody initiated it, bro. You could be manipulated on some things that you didn't start.
I'm manipulating.
If somebody else.
If I say fuck it, if I say fuck it, then I'm manipulating.
That's not the same example. You know what?
But that's what I'm saying. That's what she did.
Let me give you Let me give you a real example of what he did. Right? He sympathized. He was wrong for sympathizing for somebody that he wasn't.
Who brought it up
Hold
first?
on, bro. Hold on. We know who brought it up. We know who brought it up first. Right. So listen to this, right? He sympathized for her because he heard the story. They found out together, or whenever they found out. He said there was something wrong with this man too. So she knows there's something. She knows that there's something wrong with this dude, because now you got to think, like, this is her first boyfriend. This is the first guy that really likes her. So she's into this dude, right? Then there was a point where he told her what the plans was. And she didn't say, oh, okay, we'll go along with it. She said, no, we shouldn't do that. That's not right. That's what she said. So she is of level mind. What happened was, as soon as she decided, look, this is too much, and I'm not going to keep living like this. Let's do this. You're wrong. This is your situation. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying if she never decided that for herself, then he wouldn't have went through with it. He was doing it for her. If he was doing it for himself, that's not manipulation. But if you're doing an act for somebody, even if you suggest it, if you're doing an act for somebody else, even if you suggested it, if that person that went along with that shit knows that you shouldn't do it, but wants you to do it anyway, and it's for them, it's manipulation. It might not be direct manipulation. It might not be her, hey, I want you to do this for me. She accepted that her mother needed to be unalive. And once she accepted that, she accepted whatever old boy wanted to do or suggested. And that's manipulation, because you can't accept what you know you shouldn't want to accept. And if you know somebody's doing this act for you and you don't decide to shut that thing down, you are wrong. You're not no victim. You are, you know what I mean? I don't know.
I don't think it's manipulation if you didn't encourage them to do it and force and bring it up in the first place and say that. If you just were like, okay, because you felt like you had no other option, everybody in the world that knew you thought that you were this way. They probably wouldn't have believed you if you tried to say it, because she was her power of attorney. She signed away that, because, you know, once she became 18, she couldn't do anything for her unless without her consent. She had to sign that. So she was her power of attorney. So if she had reported her or told people, you know, the truth, they probably wouldn't have believed her. And she was still figuring it out. She didn't know. Like, little by little, she began to notice things that she had lied to her about. She told her she was allergic to sugar and she had to have an EpiPen, and so she can't eat candy. And she wouldn't eat it. And if she caught her eating it, like, because there are a couple, like, she had a birthday party or
so
something.
was he taking the EpiPen?
I was about to say, she caught her eating candy. She would just give it to her. Nothing was wrong.
Because that could kill her.
Exactly. She had to go to the hospital after she gave it to her.
And that's how the doctors found out that she, like, yo, what is your medical history? Because does she have? She doesn't have a medical history.
They didn't find out. She found out on her own that why she unalived her. Some of the doctors would question it at some point, but then she would just switch to another. Because what happened was, some of the doctors talked about it. They would she would say, I know there's something wrong, this is happening, and give them an example of some type of symptom or whatever. And she was like, I know there's something wrong because they would run tests and everything, and they'd be like, she's fine or whatever. And she was like, no, there's something you gotta give her. So then they would just give her something just because she's saying all this or whatever. And then she started, and then once she got a file paper, and then some people would start to notice that something wasn't right, or but she would just go to another doctor or start going when they would ask for her medical records, or start questioning her. Then but the daughter figured it out, and that's how this started. But it was like slowly, like she ate candy one day and nothing happened, because if you're allergic and you gotta take the EpiPen, you're supposed to go into shock. That's why you gotta take that. But she wasn't doing that. But her mom, if she ever caught her, she would just run over to her immediately if she seen her eating it and just give it to her. So she snuck in the kitchen one day. I think she realized that she could walk. That was the first part. Like, I don't know, I forgot why she tried, but like, she put her foot down. Like, people were saying it, or something had happened where she felt like she could. I think her mom was giving her something too to paralyze her leg temporarily. But she got up and she put her her foot down, and she stood up, like, and then she was like, and then she pushed, she was like, then she got up and she went in the kitchen, and she was eating some candy, and she ate a bunch of candy, and nothing happened.
You know what pissed me off
then
about
her
this
teeth
story?
all got rotten. She had to pull all her teeth out because her mouth was, I think, no, it wasn't. Or maybe they wired her mouth shut after that. But they had to pull out all her teeth because they was rotten and went to the dentist because she was eating candy like uncontrollably because she had never gave her. She told her she can't have sugar, but when she figured out she could eat it, she would be just sneaking and eating stuff.
You know what's crazy about that? Just like Child Protective Services, y'all should slap yourselves for that story even getting to like stories like Antoine Fisher, stories like this. It's like these kids is really going through hell.
Antoine Fisher.
Yeah, you remember Antoine Fisher and how he grew the fuck up in the system basically? Because his mama didn't want him or she was on crack or some shit. I forgot. But yeah, it's like, yo, these people go through these things and it's like these not even people, these kids go through these things. And it's like, yo, you don't really hear stories where like, yo, CPS saved my life. Like, you don't hear that. You don't hear that. You hear
it's because of the law. And then also every job is understaffed. So this is what happens. From what I've seen or my knowledge of the system, this is what happens. Every job anywhere they're understaffed. There's always the ratio of the workload to how many people to take it is never a good amount or whatever. So in this case, you need more people because there's hundreds of thousands of cases of kids that need help. So you got one social worker to 500 kids or 50 kids or something, and then you got to go to house visits and do all this. Sometimes their boss will be like, they already went, and then they'd be like, oh, I don't. They seem to be passing, but I don't feel right. Possibly, they were like, it's just something not right about this. But like, well, you went there. If everything checks out, go to the next one. You don't got time to be getting personal and getting too close to these because you got too much to do. You got to move on to the next one. So there's so many that slip between the cracks because they were able to manipulate them and make it. And sometimes they didn't. The teachers will report kids. There's this little kid. It's so sad. This world is just crazy.
It's crazy.
There's this little kid. There's this little boy. He was Spanish. The parents were abusing him at home, and they were shooting him in the head with a BB gun. They would like shave his hair down to the skin, and they were shooting him. He had bruises all over his body and stuff like that, and they were doing it repeatedly. So there were like unhealed. I mean, stuff that was healing, and then there was new wounds on top of some of the bruises and stuff where they had been abusing him and stuff over time, and then eventually he couldn't take no more, and he ended up, but he ended up passing, and the teachers had reported because they noticed things, and then he told her one time. She said what happened. She noticed the bruise in his head because they had shaved his head down, but you could see the scar, and they're like, she's like, what happened? What is that? And then he told her, my mom shot me in the head with a BB gun, and like. That's crazy. Like, how could you? And then I don't know what happened when they went there. And then that's another thing. They don't have the place. Okay, so if they take them out of the home, they have to find a group home or a facility to put them in. They have to have space to hold them there. If there's so many people that those places are overcrowded too. That's another factor. So maybe they could, but they're like, we don't got nowhere to put them, so they're gonna have to stay there because we're gonna hold them until you find them a home or whatever. So that comes into play. It's like, it's just crazy. Like, we need more group home.
Did you know this? I didn't know that.
But they just said it. They just announced it. Maybe they didn't know. But yeah, Like, it's a lot of things that we need to where I think we need more group home and stuff like that for people in the system because people are going to keep being messed up. I wish people would not have children if they got issues or traumas that they don't, or until they heal from those things, so that they don't put their children in those positions. But it's not going to happen. So we need to have more places available to aid with making sure their lives are the best that they can be, even though they're lacking that upbringing from their biological parents. Provide a safe home for them, because even the people in the system, and that's why I say you should just those people should try to avoid that until they're ready and in a position to where they can be the best parent that they could be, because sometimes they go in a system and they get in a home and those people be abusing them or do worse things than what was happening with their real parents. So it's just insane. It hurts me. It makes me I don't like that. I love children. Children are amazing. They're so cute and funny, and they say the darndest things. And it makes me so mad when people have kids and then they go get taken, and then they keep having kids over and over, and they have a bunch of them, they all get taken away, and it's like, why?
Why even do it? Yeah.
I mean, I know why. It must be broken in some way or another, because you wouldn't. I don't think they're intentionally doing like, oh, I'm gonna get,
just add another life to the span.
It's like they need help, and we need more mental health facilities.
We need families. We need structured families. Yeah. We don't got no goddamn structured families. That's why these kids
people's mentality
is
not. And then growing up in the environments that some people grow up in, it's not conducive to have 100%. The mindset to know that, oh, I shouldn't shoot this person if they, if they
because your daddy's a shooter. How he's supposed to know?
It's congratulated. It's not told that this is wrong and you shouldn't behave this way. Try to avoid conflict at all costs. But and at some point you might have to defend yourself. But you need to determine the level of defense. It shouldn't be like now you end up in the ping for the rest of your life.
Shit, bro. A sad thing,
Life be life, but we gotta do it for the kids. Like I think the easiest thing to take from all these experiences is like, okay, like you said, like the manipulation of things. So it's two ways to look at that situation. Like I have my stance on it. We had a basis of disagreement, but what we do agree on is that the way that the situation was handled was poor. There could have been other ways to deal with it, and I think what I'm getting at is to limit these kids being brought up like this and being in broken homes or whatever. The easiest way to do that is the men. What little men we do have, those are the men that need to step forward. You know what I mean? And do what they gotta do. Like if you fucking with a chick, like this don't sound like me, but if you fucking with a chick and you really feeling her, then try to provide for that chick. You know what I mean? Take care of that chick. Cultivate that chick. Make that chick better. Make her what you want her to be.
I think the manliest thing that you could do for a woman is be authentic and be about your purpose. Like even over her. Like you gotta be about your purpose. She gonna love you. She's gonna, you know what I mean? But I think
you definitely gotta be about your purpose.
I think she's gonna respect you if you're about your purpose even more than the love for her.
But what I'm saying is when we get these families with these kids with these broken homes, it is about us building our purpose as men.
Yeah, because
what I'm saying, the men that get the opportunity to be in their purpose, but still get those women to still don't misuse the opportunity.
They gotta respect us.
You know what I mean?
And that's what I mean. You gotta be on your purpose for her to respect it. Because if you're not, she's not.
But then don't get her knocked up. Then you feel me? Like I feel like it's the double edged because
we be fucking,
it puts a lot of pressure on us to have to deal with certain situations, and now we have to force ourselves to do things that we don't want to do. But that's just the journey of a man. We got to do what we got to do.
That's the discipline of a man. Because like if you have discipline, you're gonna be like, look, I know I can fuck these, or I can have relations with these women, but I'm not, because I need to be about what I'm about. I think once you're on that level, like the women are gonna come regardless, because you always, especially if you're already.
Well, but if you always on that level, then the women are gonna come regardless.
But that's what I'm saying.
If your mind state is already okay, progress.
It could be.
They can kind of feel the energy around you, just how people receive you. That this the motherfucker that they want to fuck with. And so when you already start to build off of that, you have to have your own discernment to make whatever choices you want, because the cards are in your favor.
Discipline too, though.
Cards are in your favor. Now you have to understand that, okay, I have X shorty. You get to do whatever you want with this girl because she's smitten by you. Do you abuse the opportunity that you have? And then it's like, okay,
then you're in the wrong.
Do I have everything that I want within this chick? There's things, there's flaws, there's differences, there's all type of things in every individual. Mm-hmm. But then on the outside, other people might say, oh, she do this, she makes sandwiches, she's good to go. But then there's little things that bother you. Like you be like, yo, you got a whole bunch of shit that you got to deal with. She got an attitude about shit that don't really matter about no shit. You know what I mean? Fucking getting the attitude and do little extra shit. Like all of that shit is unnecessary. But that shit that you be like, well, I understand what the fuck is going on, like whatever. But you going through what you going through. So then it's like, damn, do you be an emotional ass nigga? Or do you just be like, shit, people go through shit? Because somebody got to say people go through shit.
Corey Holcomb said it best, bro. At the end of the day, we got to stop choosing women on how bad they are or how good they look. And we got to choose women for their value. And their real value is how they make, what they bring to basically what they bring to you versus what are you bringing to them. Because you know that you're a hunter. You know that you're going to go out and get her. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And she knows that. The other part is maintaining your catch too. And they don't really think about that. It's like, as a man, you have to understand how to maintain what you caught and keep it entertaining. It's like, if you don't do that, then you're not trying to take her. You don't value her as that. You see what I'm saying? But if you value her as that, you're going to maintain her by sticking to your purpose and being authentic to your values and the shit that you say. Because we don't get a lot of credit when it comes to like raising the children, because that's, usually the woman is going to be in the child's life more than the father. But I feel like when, like the natural order, when the child gets older, the child starts gravitating to the father more and kind of understanding why the father kind of does or how the father operates. Is that off? Like, I feel like spot on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
the mother is until 5, and then the father is after that.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? And I think there's a specific reason why that shift happens. Because it's like your mental goes from like left brain to right brain, or right brain to left brain. I forget which side is feminine.
You learn life. You learn life values and lessons from your father most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
They're supposed to. Either parent can do these things now. You know what I mean? But the way that it was traditionally was the father was the one that's going to take you out, teach you how to shoot. They're going to teach you how to hunt. They're going to teach you which plants you can eat, what you can't, what's going to make you start itching.
To survive, basically.
To survive. You know what I mean? Make a fire.
And
how
the mother was supposed to teach you how to maintain, though.
Well,
because they maintain the
mother,
house, they maintain
the mother
children,
is teaching you.
They teach you how to maintain.
Teaching you how to fix yourself if you get hurt in certain situations. You know what I mean? Medical shit, brushing your teeth, washing your hair, health. You know, feeding you, probably teach you how to cook, maybe. You know what I mean? Making sure that things are clean, showing you what you need to use to clean certain things, because it's certain products for certain shit.
Oh shit!
You know what I mean? And
all that shit.
You know, like maybe sewing, patching something up. You know what I mean? Things like that. All the outside of the house stuff usually would be the guy.
They don't even have home ec in school.
They had it when I
was yeah, that's crazy.
It's going.
And IT.
They ain't teaching these little girls how to sew.
That was in middle school.
None of that shit. What?
And people not learning that at home because everybody working.
Exactly.
Yeah, they get home, nobody's there.
Bro,
everybody working.
The system
at
is
8 years old.
The system,
unless you put your kid in an after-school program and all they do is play basketball.
The system is made for the general population to really be suffering out here. Like, I hope y'all know that shit. This shit is crazy. And then I feel like that's what those Democrats kind of represent to me. Like a system of, hey, nothing's wrong. Like, yes, it is. It's a lot wrong. Like, nobody's getting married. The couples is falling. Like, yo, this shit is really about to hit the fan. Like, as soon as some crazy shit happens, you know it's gonna be up. And you know how I know that? Because of the vid. Because of what happened and how the world turned upside down during the vid. Could you imagine if some quote unquote extraterrestrial beings come down here, how shook we as an American are gonna be? Because if certain people is in office, hey, it's war. We gonna die fighting. But if certain people is in the office, hey, whatever makes you comfortable, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We can all work this out. Yo, it's about to be real, man. 2024, man. Mark my words. Mark this podcast down. Like, if any extraterrestrials come to the earth and old girl is in office, we're doomed. We're doomed. Yo, it's gonna be crazy. Like, we're gonna be talking to aliens. It's gonna be crazy. And then the religious people, they think that because this was in the book of Enoch, how these creatures were already down here. And they explained it that they were really demons and they were lying to you. So now you're thinking that some technology that you learned from the alien is really from the alien, but guess what? That shit is just some dark magic that you don't even know that you fucking doing. But it's making the cars float. It's gonna be crazy out here, yo. Watch 2030. I think it's gonna be around 2030 when they say, "Fuck it, let's just pull up." It's gonna be crazy. Maybe not 2030 because how long is Kamala in office for? If she gets it, 4 years, right? Mm-hmm. Unless she gets the 8. Y'all think she's gonna get the 8? If she gets 4?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't think she'll get 8. We'll see what she does.
But yeah,
that's dependent on that.
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, yo. Anyhow, we make contact with extraterrestrials after all this time, and it happens to be in our lifetime, know something's up. know something's up. And know Elon Musk is probably going to be down with it. Watch. He's going to be all the way on board.
Who do you think Elon Musk is? Do you think he's...
I think he's playing for the other team.
Lex Luthor or Tony Stark?
I think he's playing for the other team. I think he's more Lex Luthor because Lex Luthor is more the bad guy like that. You know what I mean? That seemed like he was a good guy. And I feel like that's what he is, bro. I don't believe he believes in God. I think he's like not an atheist. I think he like is team demon, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this Neuralink shit sold me. Like as soon as I heard that he's trying to put a chip in people's brains and we can do all this, yo, we're turning into androids. And as soon as we turn into androids, now you could go to Mars and you could go to all these places that we couldn't go to before. Why? Because we're androids now. We're not really even humans. So like this shit, I don't know. I don't trust them.
It didn't even control it that they put a chip on it.
Yeah. I ain't even want the vid shot. I ain't even want the vid shot. But you know what, E? I do think that it still relies on your consent. It still relies on if you feel like, oh, okay, nah, I don't want that.
You say it's gonna be people with chips and people that don't
Yeah,
have.
100%. And the only reason
they already have it in some places,
but
like
it's gonna be a traumatic.
Their wrist.
Yeah, but those are the people that
get
want
in their house.
Those are the people that
their car.
Those are the people that want that shit. I'm talking about. There's gonna be a crazy event where everybody's gonna be like, well, yeah, if this is the only way we could survive, we might as well get it, and then you're gonna get tricked. Because there's going to still be people that's like, I'm not getting that shit. I don't give a fuck if there's whatever happening. I'm not getting it. And there's going to be people in the vid situation was just the pregame. Let's see how they act when, you know what I mean? We shut this down for this reason. It's going to be crazy.
A chip implant can be used to pay. Is a microchip that's surgically inserted under the skin to perform a variety of functions, such as pay for goods or services at contactless payment locations.
Turning you into a motherfucking robot.
This assimilator was used in smartphones or radio frequency identification technology, which assimilator was used in contactless debit and credit cards. It can be used to access gyms, transit systems, and other locations.
That's crazy.
It can store information such as emergency contact information, health records, and social media profiles.
That's nuts.
This chip is implanted between the thumb and index finger, using a syringe similar to the one used for vaccinations. The procedure is typically not performed in a medical environment and can result in complications such as infection and tendon attrition.
Yeah, because your body don't recognize that shit. It's a foreign subject.
Some states in the U.S. have laws that make it illegal for someone to have a microchip implanted. There are also concerns about the privacy and security of the information stored on the chip.
That shit probably in there.
Biohacking and chip implantation in the human.
It's about to be real.
So it said some states.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
In the U.S. have laws that make it illegal. So what are the ones?
This shit about to be real. This shit about to be wild.
What country? Sweden. In Stockholm, Sweden. They can, for employees to operate security doors, copiers, and pay for lunch.
Listen, I'm starting that shit, bro.
Pay for lunch is crazy. No, just scan my
it's like
my wrist.
Like the chip on the phone.
See, the chip on the phone should have let us know what they're trying to do. Like they have the technology.
And on your debit card.
It's like
has a chip. It's like that. It has that capability.
But that's too. They're trying to modernize putting something inside of you, and that's crazy. It's like,
it is crazy because I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, like that's not cool. Like, sorry, it's not cool. And I feel like the younger generation will go with it because they're more naive. There's no structure. Everybody's doing things for money at an all-time high. It's like, well, you're gonna get a lot of money. You're gonna put like millions of dollars on your chip. Why wouldn't you do it? You're living poor now. That's why Elon Musk, same dude we was just talking about, said in the future everybody's gonna have their own, like everybody's gonna have $1 million. It's like, yeah, we're gonna have $1 million, but we're gonna be half fucking robot. We're gonna be half machine, nigga. Which means they can shut us down if they want to. As soon as you're half robot, they can shut you down. Whoever made you or whoever put that chip in you can shut you down when they want to. And that's what people don't think about. Like, why would I put a chip in me just to be shut down when somebody else doesn't want me talking too crazy? That's wild. But welcome to the future, y'all.
Skynet.
Here. Wow.
That's crazy.
It's fucked. Y'all heard about the robots? The Tesla bots? The Tesla bots. Y'all heard about the Tesla bots? These shits
That's having kids?
No. I'm talking about Tesla bots are being made to be in people's houses, like helping them out and shit like that, and cleaning up all the
Rosies.
And it's a humanoid. It's a humanoid robot that is literally a shape of a grown ass man, like on some iRobot shit, and goes around and helps you do shit. And this is called a Tesla bot. Look this shit up. This shit is real. He's trying to have this in the crib by 2030, I believe, 2028, 2030, around there. Like, it's about to be crazy, yo. That's why I think he's like Luther, bro. Because he's not like, he's on it like everybody is with it already. That's why I think he's like Luther, bro. He's on it like everybody is with it already. That's scary. That's manipulation. That's my manipulation right there. Like, if I go into it, like, hey, it's already regular, everybody gonna think it's regular. That's crazy. He's a genius, though. I give him that. He definitely is a genius. What he in his laboratory doing?
And Dexter's Love.
You heard what his nanny said, right?
Oh yeah,
That's crazy. And I believe her. I don't think she was capping. I don't think she would cap. Under those
Tesla brain chip.
Yeah, man, that shit crazy. Well, that shit wild.
So you need that too?
Yeah,
that's what Trump endorses Elon.
Yeah, he do.
Elon endorses Trump.
He do. 100%, he do. But I think Elon really fuck with both of them. I think he's just doing that for the representation of his platform, Twitter. He wants to make it look like he's thinking one way, but he's really working with both of them niggas. You know,
she brought Beyonce out.
This is crazy. So these Neuralink.
That's how you know Beyonce not really for us. If she would come out for Kamala, like, that's kind of crazy to me. But what happened?
This Neuralink, that Elon Musk company is developing a BCI that allows people to control devices with their thoughts.
Okay.
A coin-sized chip with wires that contain electrodes is implanted in the brain. The chip transmits brain activity data wirelessly to a computer. The computer decodes the brain signal to determine what the person intends to do.
Who decides, hey, I'm going to be the first human to try this out?
Clinical trial. Neuralink is currently seeking people with quadriplegia to participate in a clinical trial.
Oh, so you can't walk anyway. So let's just...
Here's some things to know about Neuralink. The implant is powered by a battery that can be charged wirelessly. Neuralink's first product is expected to be called telepathy. This is crazy.
That's scary, yo. Telepathy?
Neuralink announced a new development called Blind Sight, which aims to help people who are blind regain vision.
Oh.
Neuralink has been criticized in the past, with Reuters reporting that the company's testing killed about 1,500 animals. So they killed the animals, and now you about to test on people.
That's a sacrifice. This shit is a ritual, yo. These niggas is doing magic and color this shit. The magic that it is, yo. Telepathy, yo. And then they gonna have telepathy because they can move shit with their mind. Come on, man. Ain't
that's telekinesis.
Whatever it is, bro, it's some X-Men shit, and it's turning us into some fucking X-Men.
Yeah,
bro.
this is crazy.
It's turning us into X-Men, bro, and that's gonna be the pitch. Yo, don't you want superpower? All you gotta do is just get the chip.
What?
All you gotta do, you gonna see these superhuman people that used to be quadriplegics, blind people, deaf people, autistic people, and they gonna have superpowers, and they're gonna be flying, and then, bro, you gonna be like, I'm not gonna be the only regular human. Gotcha, bitch. Now we can shut you down if you get too wild. This shit gonna be crazy. Good luck, y'all.
Good luck, you too. You
no, I'm saying no to Diddy.
Yeah.
You got to tell Diddy no. I'm saying no to Diddy. I don't care how cool the party look. I don't care who gonna be there. Oh, Rosario Dawson is gonna be there. Wow.
You're not going?
I'm not going, cuz.
Oh shit.
That's your favorite?
That was my childhood crush. Wow, like she's something else.
1998 Halle Berry.
She fired too. I feel like Holly is farther from what she was than Rosario, though, if that makes sense. Like, Rosario's still bad to me, like how bad she was. But Holly is like a little more aged a little bit. You know what I'm saying? She still look good, but she don't look...
No, she could still good.
Yeah, she don't look like...
she's getting starting.
Yeah. Rosario is too. It's just the gap is a little smaller. Like, she can get a little thicker too. I like that on Rosario. I always want her to gain a little weight.
What series are you guys watching?
From.
Like,
you watching From?
Yeah.
I've been watching From. I like it.
Have you ever seen it?
I watched recently. I'm trying to think.
Chris?
From?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. What's that about?
It's about these people get stuck in a town, like they pass
like Silent Hill type shit.
Like
tree branch in the middle of the road.
Netflix?
And then they go around and then they keep coming to the same spot. And so they're stuck there, and then at night these creatures come out and they just eat people.
What the fuck?
Like,
how do creatures look?
They're people, but they...
What?
Like...
They like vampires?
I don't know. Some type of creature.
Oh, shit.
So they figured this out. So they stayed in the house. This is a town. So there's houses there. They can't leave and go back to where they were before. They don't know how to get back. So they're stuck there. And every night they got to go in the house at night. And they have these amulets that they stick on the doors or whatever.
I've heard that since the Bible, like, you can't come out at night and you had to put like an amulet on your door if you didn't want the demon to come get you or whatever to come get you. So, like, what do y'all think that is derived from a real story, or do you think people was all just tripping back then? Like, that they had to put something on their door or it was gonna get them? Or do you think that people are just being superstitious? What y'all think?
It's like a dream catcher.
Yeah, but do you believe in dream catchers?
I think people say stuff or believe something to help them get through hard times in their life, and it's like a placebo effect. So I don't think it's like
so they just
really
believe
something.
It, but it didn't really happen.
I think it's like a mind over matter type thing.
Okay.
Most of the time, I'm a scientist.
So you don't believe in like cursed books?
I mean,
you don't believe in
I don't play with them, but I don't necessarily believe.
Yeah, I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to be wrong. Oh shit! That's crazy.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
So I feel like if
find out,
because you know how there's people that are so driven on power and success that they would want these things.
They would want them things.
And have they tried? Like, do we have examples? Will we know? Like, how do we just have examples of people being conquerors and dying because they had some type of amulet or some type of ruby or something like that was cursed.
We do know that the Vatican holds a lot of these cursed or sacred things,
right?
And we do know that the Vatican is also associated with demonic possessions and things like that. So, do you think those files are kind of like placebos, or these people are really being possessed?
I think there's like some people that are probably getting some type of disorder, and some people that maybe probably in a situation where there is some type of spirit or something there. Maybe it could be. I've heard that a lot of those situations have been debunked because they said that these people had illnesses that hadn't been detected. They were schizophrenic, or they have really bad psychological disorders that weren't detected, and they were trying to medicate them to minimize it, but it wasn't working. So they went to the church and thought that it was helping, and then that's why they got so critical of if they were ever going to do an actual exorcism. They have to get so much clearance, and normally they won't do it.
Yeah, a lot of people don't want to.
Yeah, they won't do it.
That's why I'm thinking like,
and they won't do it because they don't want the press to be on them. You know what I mean? If it's not successful, but there's been cases where there's been stuff that's happened in different countries and stuff like that, where they had to travel to do it. Like the movie The Exorcist was based off of some of the stuff that they've actually done off of demonologists and people that study the arts of the cult and things like that.
Yeah.
So I think there's people that believe certain things, and then there's things that actually happen. And if you know, like science, like there's a reason that things happen. Like you go to a magic show, you're mystified. Like, how do you make that elephant come out that hat? You know what I mean? Like they doing crazy shit that you've never seen nobody do before, but you know it's just a trick. There's things that happen that can be explained, but you can't explain it because you don't know what questions to ask.
So what about telekinesis? What if the person was allegedly possessed and you saw them do something telekinesis wise, and it wasn't no strings, it was like you seen it, you knew that person somehow moved something with their mind? What do you say in that case? That it's still schizophrenia, or do you say, yo, there is something inside
There's something
child.
else. There's something else. There's something
spooky,
here.
Yo, that's
There's something else
crazy,
here. Yo. There's something else here. Or that kid is really
scary.
No. Or that kid is really clever and set up a magic trick.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you would have to be in disbelief to not believe that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like in the moment, you're only gonna think what you see in the moment. Because where's the preparation time for this shit? Like, how did this kid do this last night when everybody was asleep? It was like, oh,
especially if he was in the, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like if you're, because I love magic tricks. I love magic shows, and I knew that misdirection was the biggest thing about magic. 100%. So you set up the trick before the person even gets there. So when they get in there and they see all this shit, and they be like, "Was this your card?" Yesterday they put the card underneath the candle, and they knew you was gonna pick the 5, so they had the 5 ready for you, but they had to get it just right, so they could have the 5 underneath the candle. When you came in there, they'd be like, "Is this your card?" And you're like, "How the fuck did you know that? How did you do this?" You're not thinking that they prepared all this. You're like, "Yeah, that's too fucking much. Who the fuck would do that?" But that's how fucking crazy people are. Like, a crazy person psychologically could do some wild ass shit and fuck you up. And that's what I'm saying. In a lot of those situations, they debunked them. Why couldn't it have been? Maybe this kid was really so fucking psychologically fucking fucked up that they planned all this shit and did all this shit. But some shit cannot be explained. Levitating on the bed and all that other shit, and flinging another motherfucker, you know what I mean, across the room, you know what I mean, like your body contorting in different shit. You speaking in languages that you don't even know, like nobody knows. When did you have time to study this? And it has to be enough for you to be like, wow, this is something. That's crazy. It can't just be like, oh my God, that bottle moved. But did you see that? Did you just see that bottle move? Oh my God.
You can't be gullible.
Bro, it can't be nothing like that. It's gotta be like, the bottle fill up with water. Like, you know what I mean? Or this J just lift up in the air and it starts smoking itself. Like, you know what I mean? Like something crazy. Like it can't be something that could be just explained with anything. It can't be like Ken Lee snatching a lighter, you know what I mean? It's gotta be something crazy.
What about the people that claim they speak to dead people? Do you think they're really speaking to dead people?
I don't want to discount them. I don't want to say that people are just bugging. People are just hearing voices.
I think they're speaking to demons. I think they're not really speaking.
Why? Why do you think it's just because demons? I think you don't think that there's spirits that haven't rested?
I do, but I think
that have something that they have to finish.
I think the way that the spirit world and the physical world is connected is like you got to access it through dreams, and it's like an open portal, right? So depending on how open your portal is, it's almost like a light to the other side. They see it like, oh, let's all go to this. And I think once you're in the other side, you have like you don't have the physical limitations of, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the spiritual world kind of knows everything type shit. They're like, they know everything. So they can mimic your loved ones and act like they're them. You see what I'm saying? Especially if you have like a demonic presence. Like if you're demons and spirits is two different things. I think demons have the powers. Like they can do certain things in the spiritual world because they're demonic spirits, right? But in heaven they can't. That's why they can't rise to heaven. They're stuck on this plane with us, right? Yeah. So the problem is, yes, it could be possible that you're talking to your loved one, but your loved one would have to be strong enough to get to that open source above the demons that see that open source too. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I don't think a lot of ours, especially if they're newer spirits, I think that's very hard to do. Like, you know what I mean? Because you have to know, okay, how to talk or how to, you know what I'm saying? You have to, you're probably remembering everything again. So, you know what I mean? It's gonna take some time. And if you're not in heaven, it's going to take more time because like the spirits that aren't in heaven are like in limbo kind of. Like they're here to watch over and they can't really affect them really physically. But the demons, you always hear about demons possessing people, and you don't hear about spirits possessing people because it's harder to do. I think it's harder to, you know what I mean? Especially with a human with their own right mind and consent. Maybe if you're of weak mind, but yeah, I think that's more of a demonic thing because you got to be powerful to affect the physical
so
world.
Think when they say that it be demons and they be lying to them and saying that they're the person.
Sometimes, because like Smiley said, there is some cases that motherfuckers is just crazy and it's not demons.
Like Lorraine Warren, rest her soul.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
She was a clairvoyant.
100%. And I don't believe that she was faking that shit either, especially with all the other demonic things that she had the collection.
That's what Harry Houdini did. Harry Houdini went around and debunked all of the people that believe they could speak to spirits and they could hear people's voices.
100%.
Aretha.
But think about it.
3-7.
But think about it. You know, he did that, and they tried to contact his spirit. He did that. He did all of that to debunk these people, and then when he died, they tried to contact his spirit. That's crazy, man. It's like, yo, I heard they tried to talk to Dolph through the what's it called? The spirit box. It's like a spirit box, and allegedly you could hear the voices of the people that like recently passed through it, especially if they didn't go up to the light. So, and we had a young Dolph up there. He basically was like, he was just saying things that I would assume that he would say. He was like, yo, it wasn't worth it, and it's like all this senseless killing and all this stuff. You see what I'm saying? It's definitely not worth it. It's just a vicious cycle. And you know what I mean? He just wanted the killing to stop. And what else did he say up there? And he just was like, he good though. Just tell his people that he good, because a lot of people was sad that he died. And that's what I think the souls stay for. I think if you're not choosing to go directly into the light, like they say, I think you're choosing to stay to comfort the family members that you left. So usually the older spirits, they know like, okay, well, I'm old, and you know what I mean? I know, like, you know what I'm saying? My people will be good. But if they're like, if they die before their time, like we were saying before, I feel like it's hard to leave their loved ones. It's like, damn, I can't just go into the light because this, like, they might go crazy without me. And like I said, I think when you get to the spirit world, you know a lot. So you could feel the intentions of unaliving yourself. You could feel all of that. You become it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think it's a real crazy world in the spirit world. It's almost like a DMT trip. It's almost like it's trippy like that. Like it's like, was it a dream? Was it real? Was it like, why? You know what I mean? Like, why did I have that reality check? Like, shit was like a movie, but it wasn't.
Do y'all remember horror movie history? Let's go off topic a little bit. Y'all remember Night of the Living Dead?
Yeah.
The old one?
Yeah.
All right, so there was the old one, and then there was one with the guy that played Candyman.
Yeah,
Tony Todd.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right, so I don't remember the original guy that played in the original Night of the Living Dead by George Romero.
Okay.
But at the end of it, when they, all the people came to rescue them, the cops and stuff, he was in the window with his shotgun. And
who, Tony Todd?
No.
Okay.
The original in the black and white.
Okay.
And he shot him. The cop shot him. He was like, oh, there's one in the window. Shot him. And he was the only black guy in the movie.
Damn. See how they do us?
And then the one with Todd, he actually lived.
That's good Damn, I got 3 kids. I don't know that. Oh, yeah, kids. But I got 3.
They give Brownie a lot of flack, but they just beat the Knicks, I think.
I mean, you know, they hating on black man trying to build his legacy the right way. I feel like it's a beautiful thing. I would love to play with like my kid, and you know what I mean, on a professional stage. Like, that's crazy. Like, he gets to play basketball with his son in the NBA. Like, you raise this nigga. Like, this is crazy, yo. That's so fire.
And he was like, he felt good because he missed out on a lot of experiences with him because he was working. But now it's like
he's with him.
Can't work with him now, so it kind of takes that away.
That's beautiful. That's so fucking beautiful. And I feel like he might try to catch his other son too. His other son is nice. I feel like his other son's nicer than Bronny. You know what I'm saying? If Bronny could get in that spot, Bryce is there. Like, he just got to be old enough. So I think they changed it. You can't come straight from high school no more.
You gotta do at least 1 year or something.
Something like that. I don't know, but
1 year.
Bryce is nice, and he I thought he was gonna be shorter. Like, nah, he taller than what's his name. Shit about to be crazy, bro. We about to see this dude playing with his sons.
That's crazy.
In the NBA, bro. That's nuts. That's nuts.
Well, you already seen it. There was already one.
Yeah, true.
There's a few.
Yeah.
There's a few basketball players that had their kids playing. Kobe was one of the greatest ones.
But they didn't
not
play
on NBA
together.
Though.
In the NBA, yeah. Jelly Bean. Jelly Bean, right? And then you got Curry.
With his pops. Yeah.
But they didn't play together.
Nah, they didn't play together.
That's what I'm saying.
That's different.
That's dope. They're gonna be the first.
Yeah, that's amazing. They are the first, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing, yo.
Because that's what everybody keeps saying.
That is amazing.
History.
It'd be even better if you get a chip.
Yeah.
If they get a chip, you can't tell them nothing, bro. You can't tell them nothing.
He's the greatest.
He's the greatest. Like, he's just the greatest, bro. I give him that. I still feel like Jordan has like a competitor, more of a competitor spirit, but I feel like he's just the greatest in terms of like what he did for basketball. Like, I feel like Jordan, it was more about him, but with LeBron, it's more about the bigger picture. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yo, y'all wanna do a sour challenge one day?
Sour challenge?
Yeah.
For what?
There's this shit on TikTok. I've been looking at it, but I never got it. But people be talking about it all the time. It's called Final Boss Sour.
Oh, that shit's sound like
nothing. Final Boss.
That sounds like nothing I don't want to do.
So it's like real fruit. And it's like dried fruit, but it has like sour shit. But it's all like supposed to be like
the sourest shit
ever, but it's not nothing like that. It's actually all that dumb shit. It's actually better than candy, but a lot of people have tried. Yeah, it's healthier and it tastes good. They said it tastes good, but there's levels of sour. So like there's level 3, which is like I guess the highest one. And then that's pretty good. But all of them are still pretty good. Like, and I was like, yo, I'll be seeing it, yo, because TikTok.
So you tried it already?
I didn't try it yet. I didn't try it.
You know they pretty good.
It looked pretty good. It looked pretty good.
Shit, look alright. Yeah, we gonna be fucked up, Smile. We gonna have us on camera.
Nah, cause look, it's not like we doing. It's not like we doing the spicy. It's not like we doing the spicy challenge.
Sour stuff too, bro. Sour is not.
Crybaby used to make my tongue bleed.
It's not gonna be that bad. It can't be.
How is it crybabies, bro? We about to be fucking with some shit that's like the sourest shit in the world, yo. And we gonna be on camera. We gonna look crazy, bro. We gonna go viral though. We're gonna go viral
next week.
That shit go crazy.
Yeah, I've been seeing. I'm like, yo, I want to get some, but and then like you know, you be like surfing on TikTok. They be having like fucking healthy candy and all this other shit.
You might as well get the mushroom tea, guy. Do some mushrooms.
My boy was selling that shit too. I think he's still doing it. He sell mushroom tea.
You know what I'm saying?
They said it tastes.
I just don't want to
mushroom coffee, not mushroom tea. Mushroom coffee.
I just want to be. I want to have energy.
Why not get regular tea?
What? Like regular tea ain't gonna do nothing but be hot. I want some tea that get me like, yo, this nigga is on some wild shit.
Get some weed tea.
Nah, weed tea. That shit have turned my eyes.
That's the guy you smack.
I don't like that shit. I don't like being too smacked at my job. Nigga. That shit crazy.
But you want some mushroom tea?
Yeah, because mushroom tea.
And you think that's gonna
mushroom tea? Yo, check this out. Mushroom tea, with levels. If I take a little bit of it, right, I'll be good. You know what I'm saying? But if I take a lot, I'm gonna be.
How do you know? Have you done mushrooms?
Nah, I'm talking about a specific product that tells you how much to take of it and how it's gonna. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about anything that like, hey, I don't know. If I take a sip, I might be wilding. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about something that tells you, hey, take this much, and then you
take a teaspoon.
Yeah, type shit. Like, nigga, I'm not gonna be with a whole cup of fucking mushroom tea. I'll be fucked up. Where was that movie? Was it Hereditary? I think it's Hereditary.
That movie was wild.
That movie was fucking crazy, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
I watched that shit like 3 times.
That shit was nuts, yo. That shit was
the
nuts.
head part, yo. Yeah. That shit was crazy.
Oh my god.
That shit was yo, crazy. I was watching some shit that had like the best scenes in horror ever. It was like the 101. It was like a little series on one of them shits. But I was watching it. I was like, yo, this is a pretty good ending. Like, yo, for all these movies, like everything that came up, I was like, yo, like, yeah, this is what made the movie good.
Hereditary was trippy.
The part when the head was on the thing was crazy.
And Midsommar was
crazy. Cause he ain't even know. Yo, but that was like that crept up on you though. That was I was just like
that's what I was talking about the mushroom tea. Like, you know,
that's why I said the ring.
Still a little bit of mushroom tea.
That's why I said the ring, yo.
The ring
before.
Oh yeah, the ring was
because
terrifying.
When she came out that TV.
Yeah.
Yo.
I love when they made fun of it. A scary movie though. That's what made it funny to me. Nigga, when she first did that.
But yo, shit, but that instant.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
She was glitching basically. Like, glitching. Oh, like, yo.
That was different.
Hell yeah, that was different. Like, I hope none of them shits ain't true. I remember when this nigga Alex Jones, you know Alex Jones, he'd be talking about like the conspiracies and shit.
Oh yeah.
He was talking about how he went to this party and he saw it was like a replica of Alien from the movie and shit. And he was like, yo, this shit look real. Like this shit. It was just at the dude's crib and shit like that. And I'm just like, yo. And then the dude was like, fuck. He was like fucking with him. He was like, yeah, because it is real. Like, you know what I mean? We really found this, and I just have enough money to buy this shit. And I
rich motherfuckers.
Yeah, I just play it off as like a prop. I was like, what?
Rich motherfucker. He was fucking with him.
He could have been. We'll never know.
Rich motherfuckers
we'll never know.
They do. I would never do shit like that.
You could.
I can't wait till I get my Chucky doll. I'm gonna be like, yo, it's really possessed.
I mean, yeah. I used to, yo, you had to be a sick motherfucker to get that Chucky shit back in the day.
Spell, then you want to bring it out, you can't do it. Don't read the the little envelope that's in his pocket.
That's wild. Cause then what if you find out that shit is a real curse and you sitting here saying that shit?
Yeah, that shit crazy.
That shit wild.
They be like, it already.
That shit could be good or bad.
Alive some people. I had
shit could be good or bad depending on how you look at it.
You
got a little doll that could do little shit for you, like, and nobody never believe it. You got your own.
Would it do shit for you, or would it do shit to you?
You might be like the despicable niggas.
Oh, like a minion?
Yeah.
You probably had to make a contract with it. It's like, yo, you do this and I'll do this. That shit be crazy. I ain't making no deals with no demon puppet, nigga.
Like in that movie when it's like on her 18th birthday, we get the thing. What is that?
He is a demon puppet.
He's a demon puppet,
Haunting of Emily Rose.
Oh yeah, I believe that was real too.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a trial and all that shit.
I believe that shit. Cause as soon as that bitch was walking backwards, that's why
motherfuckers was like, yo, we not fucking doing no more exorcisms, my nigga.
Yeah. I mean, not the haunting of Molly Hartley or
that was another one. As a pastor, this is your first time, like, and you're going out there and like you don't know what the fuck to expect. You've never seen it. You've studied it. You know what I mean. You know what to do, but you've never witnessed it. Nigga.
It's a lot of movies like that. It's a movie with
I'm talking about reality, Smiley. I'm talking about really going to some place.
I'm pretty sure it's like that though, because that movie with Anthony Hopkins and that dude, like when he went to school for that shit.
The right.
Yeah. It's gotta be similar to that shit. Because I think that, they go to study whatever they're gonna study, but they could decide to go into demonology or whatever. You know what I mean? That's another branch of what they got to do. And they have to take up a science. You know what I mean? So they have to learn that shit.
Yeah, learning it and seeing it is two different.
But some of them get intrigued and some of them want to do it. Some of them want to be exorcists.
That shit, wow.
And they go to school for that shit. But they got to go to Italy and shit to learn that shit.
That's a wild concept right there.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I mean, yo, you gotta think about it. If it is true, do you think it's motherfuckers like the fucking what's that nigga name? Doctor Strange motherfuckers out there? You think it's like a group of sorcerers that's like keeping shit together so niggas is straight?
I think there are people that have contracts.
You think it's Avengers out there?
No, I think it's people that have contracts with demons.
Possibly.
I think it's really the demons is in control of the people. And, you know what I'm saying? Certain organizations have these demons.
And they can't take full control of everything?
Exactly, because it's still
they got to share.
It's still a human world, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just like I believe there's demons, I believe there's angels fighting them demons on some Legion shit. Like, I think that shit is real. And I think that they influence people to do good things, or you know what I mean. You might have had instinct to
all these movies
that might have saved your life. You know what I mean. That might be angels too. People saying
aspects of it
and guardian angels and shit. That shit is real. I think that's a real concept. But you got to be tapped into whatever you feel like is helping you.
It's a war outside. No one is safe.
It don't matter if you 3 feet or 8'1".
That shit. They had to say that though. They mad sure. Rest in peace, Prodigy. Oh man, that's wild, yo. That's a wild shit. I can't believe Beyonce was up. What was he up there talking
about? Let's check it out.
She just
she didn't perform.
She was speaking.
She introduced her and she gave a few words, I believe, because she was in Texas.
Oh my gosh!
You know, Queen B had to come out.
Yeah.
So now she got the fucking the Swifties and the fucking Beehive.
That's and the people be like, oh yeah, she ain't gonna vote for. Like, I don't have confidence in the United States voting system. I really believe that they're gonna.
Oh, we ain't even talk about, my fault to cut you off. We ain't even talk about Dirk.
Oh, Dirk, yeah.
Forgot about that. How I forget about that? That was really what. There was so much going on my mind, so I like really forgot. Like that was like one of the highlights of what I wanted to talk about.
Ain't much to talk about. He gonna be locked up for a very long time.
Well, let's talk about him snitching. Let's talk about that.
He snitched?
What?
I ain't hear he snitched.
Oh my goodness.
He's gonna be locked up for what?
Oh my goodness.
For conspiring to try to unalive somebody because of the person was gonna
Lil Pop.
The person was gonna
So all right.
That's crazy.
We got 5 minutes.
Yeah, he's gonna be in jail forever.
All right, look. Not necessarily. We don't know. We don't know.
Allegedly.
We looking at a RICO. We looking at people that have already been convicted.
He was trying to skip the country.
Got out.
He was trying to leave the country.
We know about him trying to go somewhere because of fear of his life being in danger.
Oh, that was fear of his life? I thought that was fear of being locked up.
Fear of his life being in danger. Now, dudes that he flipped on him. There's testimony. They captured him. They're holding him. Probably gonna be a RICO type situation. This is what's going on. And this is for something that happened in like 2022 or something. Yeah, this didn't happen yesterday. This happened
2 years ago.
A few years ago, yeah. And it came back up. And this is from the incident with Vaughn.
Matter of fact, he did unalive some people, didn't he?
Well,
some people that was going to testify against
Lil Pop. So there's a highway. There's a highway chase. There's a highway chase of footage.
Not a highway chase.
And there's words in his song that we could look up called Beverly Hills. Called Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills. Look it up.
This is crazy. I'm not even gonna look it up. I'm feel bad. I'm like this.
No, the song is dope. You gotta hear it.
I bet it is because that's reality. That's that authenticity.
But the cars trailing behind, the tents, everything's described in the song. And when you see the video, they pull up. You see the guys at the gas station. You see the guys unload on the dude. You see the guys get back, pull off with the 2 cars.
Oh my god!
Right. Luckily, Rondo made it. You know what I mean, out of the situation.
His cousin did,
but his cousin, Lil Pop, R.I.P. Because we got to stop the senseless violence. Like they all are the same color as us. And not just that. I mean, we in the same struggle. Like, you know what I mean? We brothers in the same struggle, man. So
bucket, bro.
That shit is crazy. Because they came all the way from out there and took their flights back to Chicago, but they took different flights. So they try to like stagnate it a little bit so it could throw them off a little bit. Get a connector.
Make it seem like they was just
they all left at the same time from the airport.
And that's deep because they had to get down there, get the strapped up, because if they took planes, they couldn't bring the guns on a plane.
Right.
They had to get strapped up in Atlanta, did whatever they did, leave the guns in Atlanta, go back on a plane, and go
allegedly could have been rentals, and then they
the vehicles, but I'm talking about the guns.
The tents on the vehicles. Yeah, but I'm saying they probably had all this was like probably all set up.
Yeah, it was
from the point when they got
it was. It's crazy.
It is crazy, and it's senseless. And now, you know, the dude that advocates for not talking about stuff is probably allegedly somebody that's gonna say something talking about stuff.
Oh man, that's a dirty game, bro.
But we reserving it.
He might not. Who knows? Is it like confirmed that he did already?
My brother is already convinced from what he said.
That he's going to.
And they snitched. Like,
oh, he already
his
did.
own people. Like his dude just got. Well, he did tell on his boy that just got out because he said that he had something to do with it.
Oh my god!
Because he said his name in the song.
What is it called?
It's called Beverly Hills. It's dope.
That's a song.
It's kind of crazy that it's dope.
I don't want to hear that song. Nigga got jammed up because of that shit. I know he hate that song, nigga. It's like, why would this dumbass nigga talk about this shit? Oh man, yo, I be feeling bad for niggas that's in jail and they feel like they was being solid, and then they niggas so switches up on them. Like, yo, nigga, what? And then they be like, fuck it.
And it be the people that take a body for you, like that you do filthy like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll take one for you, and you still do it like that. That's filthy.
You know what I'm saying? It's a dirty game. People be having their own intentions for you. Like I don't mind being used. I just don't want to be misused. It's crazy out here.
But yeah, that's it for y'all, man. I'm just playing. Nah, but yo, we appreciate y'all, man, pulling up on us, man. I don't know, man. Just
stay safe out here, man.
Stay safe out here, man. You know what I mean?
It's crazy out here,
you know. It's a crazy world, man. And take advantage of the time with your family. Yo, take that opportunity.
Thanks.
You know, cherish it. You know what I mean? Because time is short.
People drop.
You never know how much time you have. For real.
Scary out here.
So stay safe. You know what I mean? We appreciate y'all. Let's get lifted. 30 is the new 20. It's your boy, SmileyJizzle, and my man,
SOD.
Narcos.
Yeah, have fun.
And we out of here.
We out, right. Only fuck with niggas who upload all your guns, but we got plenty.